Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we're going to be playing this interesting Sultai list that I saw do well in a MTGO challenge. Wow, that's a tongue twister. It ended up getting third. It went 7-2, I believe. I cannot find it now to find whoever played it. I'm normally write that down somewhere, but in my notes I did not have it, so I couldn't find the exact list. And I don't know exactly who played first, so I'm kind of like, eh. But here's a list. So there is a sideboard if you're interested or looking to maybe play this in best of one for cards to maybe sub in instead of leaving them into the sideboard. But here we are. This is the list, and we primarily are playing this because Glarb got in the deck. This card is a card that when I kind of first evaluated it, I'm just like, oh, here's another 3-colored card sitting roughly at 2/4, 3/4 that has some abilities on it that's going to seem pretty good, but then not be that good, or it's going to do the opposite. It's going to look mid and then perform very well. And today I think we kind of get this card to perform at its max and see how well it can actually do in the meta and how strong it can actually be in terms of helping us find cards and make sure that we're turning through our deck as quickly as possible with playing lands off the top and so on and so forth. So other than that, we are basically a mono black shell, splashing a couple blue cards as well as the obviously the Glarb here with some sideboard options in best of 3, of course, where Terra Sunder can find a lot of value and Sultai and Glissa come in. And then we have obviously our board wipes for those pesky kind of Boros Convoke decks or Azorius Convoke. But this is the main board in the variation of the deck that we'll be taking into our matches today. So here we are. We got the 2 cut downs. We have the 3 go for the throats, a 1-of copy of Duress that can potentially be good if we have it early. Hopefully we don't see it late. If not, we'll just discard it to a Liliana or shuffle it away if we see it on top with Glarb. And then we have the Bronco as kind of our early game value along with the Deep-Cavern Bat and a Lazav to hopefully help us out if we run into any graveyard decks. At the time of this challenge, the blue-black reanimate deck was very popular and popping off and doing well in challenges. So something like this in the main board was a requirement. Not necessarily too often in best of one will you see that deck, so you can definitely consider getting this out almost immediately. But other than that, we have 1 copy of Long Goodbye, an uncounterable removal spell, and then we get into our 3 drops where they get strong with the Preacher and the Glarb. The other thing I like about Glarb, just as the final note before we hop into the games, is that it does fit kind of this Preacher text that I've said about Preacher and what I've praised this card for. Being able to dodge Cut Down and Lightning Strike, but also being able to trade up with any creature that blocks it or whatever attacks, we're able to block it and get rid of it. And the 4 toughness absorbs a lot of that trample damage from mono red. So Glarb just fit that category as well with 2 Lilianas. And then our typical 4 mana slots in Sheoldred and Hostile Investigator with 1 Sultai that can also be cast at instant speed off the top with Glarb's ability. And then Vren as well as kind of this very cool, I can't remember the 3 drop, but a very cool card that can take over the game, and it also cancels out die triggers. So this can actually just exile them and make sure we're not dying to things like that. And then just some extra top end cards here. So other than that, let's go ahead and hop into the games. If you all enjoy the content, please consider subscribing, and let's see how well this Glarb deck can actually do in the best of 1 ladder. Sure. Probably nothing. Yeah. Yes. Let's play this. Hopefully we find a land. And then when they play this Gix, we just long goodbye the Gix. I'm just glad to play against anything other than mono red, blue white domain. They've already committed the crime, so they won't get another one here. Sure. Nice draw, by the way. Now they get my Gix command, which is sucks, but like at the end of the day, it's fine. I have that. I'm gonna go crack. It's not like I'm hiding anything here. Now I'll go grab a swamp. And then our draw is really good because now, depending what they play, like I'm looking to Liliana minus on them. Green? Interesting. We know they have Go for the Throat and stuff in their deck, so we're definitely going to opt to do this here. Get rid of that. Maybe it's... What did they highlight? Do you have a protection spell? Do you have a way to commit a crime? Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. I bring that back. Now my Lily's gone.
Luck favors the foolish after all.
Play here. Glarb's pretty cool. Big fan, big fan. Big fan of the big guy. I play a 2/4 Death Toucher that bricks walls the miner, so it's like not that big of a deal. Or I get hit with the Go for the Throat. Okay. It's like fine. They keep using their cards in their hand, so I'm okay with it. You could look at their last card, but the last card could be a land. And if that's the case, that sucks, but it is what it is. It's a really strong one. Alright. I am even more mind blown that they kept this hand. It's like, look at everything that happened. They had 4 swamps, and well, 3 swamps and a Fabled Passage to get a green, and now we've seen a couple of green cards. Sure. Sure. Sick draw. My opponents have had a lot of those today. Yep. Block or pass? We don't block, we pass. Lazav can go. I don't want them to draw another card. Hostile Investigator can be the next go, depending. We're blind off the top. Deep-Cavern Bat, not necessarily that great. I like can't beat this card. Surveil, see if I can't find removal. That don't do it, Chief. Caustic Bronco also kind of doesn't do it. I'm gonna play Preacher here, and I probably just have to like Glissa hit me. Then I'll be able to attack and kind of make 1/1s in response, and then use those to block Glissa forever. Okay, well, maybe I can't let it hit. Well, if I get a block like this, I will. The weird thing with Glissa, by the way, is Glissa could technically target like a land to remove 3 counters from it, even if it doesn't, to commit a crime for their Forsaken Miner. But find another one. Okay. Let's play a land. There's another Glarb on top. That's not that good. I can attack with the Preacher, like I said, to make sure I'm making my 1/1s. Looking to play 2 creatures this turn, so Glarb can definitely go. Spin both of those. See if we can't find something like a Sheoldred or whatnot. Hostile Investigator, which will never have value. They're just gonna continuously play everything out that they can. I will then attack because I want my 1/1 to block. Now we do have to worry about this. Our cut down only answers this, so I should probably put a pause on my upkeep so I can activate my Glarb on my upkeep. Depending what they do with this cottage is depending whether my Hostile Investigator like duplexes that thing or not. Glissa is such a good card. Oh boy. Sure. None of this is hitting. We know that. I don't want any Gix value. They can activate and get my cut down, I guess? Is that what they're deciding to do with this Gix? Didn't even think about that, to be honest. But yeah, you get a cut down. Sure. What would you like to save? I mean, you could just save your 2/2, I guess. And you lose your Gix, so... Oh, pretty good. I didn't even think about Gix. We're just like in this mid-range fight fest here. Hostile Investigator is a fine draw. We'll play this land. I'll activate here. Glarb, I swear to you, bro. Just activate here. Oh my lord. How many more lanes do you need from me, opponent? Or game, arena, my client. Hi. How many more do you want? We're straight into combat? Okay. Are we? Oh, we're getting there, chat. Now they're scared. Uh-huh. I'll take that. Yeah. Let us. This is weird. Let me play a Fabled Passage, shuffle that away. Obviously, it's a good man line. But I don't actually want it there. If I could find another like 4-drop or something to put on the top, I'd much be happier with that. All right, surveillance. Tough. It's a tough day. And now I can't attack with my preacher. They found the line. Yeah. They have block, which they can block for free. This can't block. They only have 2 blocks actually. Yeah, no, I'm not close. Yeah, we just pass here for sure. Then I can look to stop here. I also have my own Restless Reef. Down to 9. Let's see it, opponent. Sure. Huh. This attack is just kind of a desperate move from me. Or from my opponent, I think. To look to gain life and attack with Glissa to try to find cards. Maybe they have another one. But they can bring this back. They do. So I'm gone. They can gain life. I just don't even have to risk my Sheoldred, I think. I just block like this. And to go for a throat there, not on Sheoldred. Okay. Yeah, I think that's just a concession. I don't have to do this anymore. Yep. So bring this up. They don't have the mana. We attack. We mill them, and then we just win. Very cool. Very cool. We win the game. Oh, spicy hand and on the play. Very cool. I guess I don't have Liliana playable here. I just caught that, by the way. Yep. What do we got, opponent? Mono red. Okay. Well, we have one of 2 options. I can play this Deep-Cavern Bat, look at their hand, and then Lily minus. Or I do it the opposite way, where I play this and I just virtue their creature and then Lily minus on the creature they play after. Or if they try to put a slicky boy in the top zone, we just play the Glarb and hope it's good enough. And a full mouse, sure. All right. I guess it's definitely play Lily minus, because now I have Deep-Cavern Bat and virtue.
Those
Minus.
my way tend to
Play your meese, play your mice, play your moose. I don't care. Play all the creature types. Cat, dog, hound. No! Lily. It was nice. It was nice knowing you, Lily.
Sorry, I'm not interested in dying today.
Dude, my deck hates mono red this game. Holy. Yeah. Sure. Lightning strike, good. Lightning strike, very good. I think I just take their other creature, force them to lightning strike my thing. It might be like, wow, look at that, and I can just get rid of this. And now they can lightning strike this, and then their creature comes in late. I might be able to get my Glarb set up. Glarb is the type of value that we have to find in this matchup. Don't play this land right away. Playing land like that's a little bit of a mistake. We want to play them off the top if we can. We do have a lot of lands that enter tapped. Obviously, it's nice that this enters tapped, but no attack here, of course. creature on the top. And like I said before, my deck just hates mono red this game. Like, it's absurd how much my deck hates mono red. Like, I genuinely can't believe it. So we're gonna wait. At 23 we could start getting aggressive, but I think surveilling with this is nice, especially in a situation like this. Now I can potentially prevent this, but I also probably just allow this. There's a mouse. It's a 4/3 with trample. See what they do. They do nothing. No attack. You don't even want to trade that creature off. Fabled Passage is fine. Both these are fine. Both these are good. I can play the land off the top. That's why it's so nice, chat. That's why it's so good. Deep-Cavern Bat, a little less good. A little less good for sure. I'm gonna activate this because I am putting a 2/4 Death Touch around the corner. Like this, I guess. Do this. And then now I'm just killing. And then now I can block the challenger with the 2/4. And it'll have Death Touch, so unless it gets first strike, it's not surviving the combat. For them to fling. This is a sorcery speed spell, so it's not like they can pump it, attack, see me block, and then throw it at me or something. We actually weirdly have a higher life total than mono red. Somebody pinch me, I'm dreaming. We will not crack Fabled Passage here because obviously we want to draw the go for the throat. And then we could potentially, depending how the turn pans out, crack the Fabled Passage after. If there's a Sheoldred on top, a great reason to like also cycle it again, because we can find things like Hostile Investigator. We can find things like an extra land. This is where like Glarb's at its best with Fabled Passage, is there's so much availability. But I don't know if my opponent tilted and is gone forever, so to save everybody time, I'm going to stop talking and we'll come back. Alright, my opponent decided that playing the game sucks, so they left. We'll draw. So here's like a thing, right? So Undercity Sewer, good. We're gonna show this off since they're gonna give us plenty of time to do it. I'm gonna sacrifice this because we're looking to potentially find a Sheoldred, a Hostile Investigator, or something off the top. Good. We could surveil even to look even deeper, and with our opponent doing what they're doing, sure. I'm actually fine with letting both those go. We have the coverage of the removal, and there's Hostile Investigator, so we'll see if they concede the game. And we found a land, so as we can see, we're maximizing Glarb's potential here and just digging and finding and finding. And of course, if we found a Sheoldred in this spot instead, now we have a thing to gain life. If we need a bigger creature to block and still the backup spell of a Go for the Throat, which now we get to play this Darkslick Shores, which will be tapped, and then Virtue will be ready to come up next turn, and then we have a lot going on, unless of course we find something better. But again, mono red, they're sad to be here. They didn't kill me on turn 3, so cool. Yep. And just like that, mono red ran, hid under the covers, and broke their phone, and they're begging mom for a new one. I have been world starred by mono red multiple times today. If you can't tell, I'm very salty about it. Opponent goes first. Okay, sure. Throw what you got at me, mono red. Oh, Boros Convoke. Not Convoke. Boros things. Boros tokens. I'll let that land go. Or Boros Control. What do you call it? Do you call it tokens or control tokens or token forever simulator? I don't know. Takes a while. But Helix is now down. Get Lost is down. Urbrass Forge. I can never remember if I'm playing green. Like when I'm playing green, if I have a Terra Sunder in my deck, I typically try to. But we'll see if it's in there. Let's take the one that's not as mana efficient. Like, they'll have to spend more mana to use this Get Lost. They don't get to, like, play a Carrot Cake and then Torches, sacking the Carrot Cake and getting more value that well. Like, they now have to decide between Carrot Cake and Get Lost, which is nice. And then we obviously won't really opt to play this Hostile Investigator until it's gone, preferably. Combat. This one. This one. We could have passed, but I really do want them to get lost torch here. I play Hostile Investigator or a Sheoldred, and hopefully we dodge like the board wipes. But now they get to play the Fountain Port, and they can sack these in response to a Virtue, which counters the Virtue. It's an interesting kind of dilemma we're in for sure. All right, well, they can still do it because this makes 2 mana. They bottom. What's the plan here? Okay, well, now we can... I don't know. It has to be land plus Sunfall, right? And they can crack one of these and draw a card here. Let's try to go to combat. Let's see what happens. I'll attack. I'll take the damage if I have to. Okay. Double block? Triple block. Okay. Interesting. Interesting indeed. Investigator, because it can 2-for-1 them. Because the target to discard, and then maybe they'll get lost it. And they don't have a red available right now, so they don't have like the get lost into the cycle in the torch. Sure, they sacrificed a draw, and now they discard. Maybe they have land in the Sunfall to pick up both of these, so they don't care. Decision seems hard though. There's second red, which isn't super relevant. Temporary lockdown, yeah, not the best here. 5th land, Sunfall. Okay. We knew that was coming. Now we have a bat. We definitely get to fire off Duress here. Last one's a land. We get rid of the get lost. And then we slam a Sheoldred. And now we try to value this game. They should sack the Carrot Cake to scry to see if they can find another get lost. But they do not. Maybe looking to potentially do it on their turn later. What do you got for me, opponent? We are getting close to the Virtue plan as well. They rip another get lost. Of course they do. Of course they do. No red mana again. Our opponent is really trying to like play it a little inefficiently here. Not paying attention to the mana that's getting tapped. Oh, Liliana. I don't mind Liliana as a draw here. Back, make a thing. It for 3. Interesting. I guess I actually can do this. And make this a little too large for the torch. A little too large. Because, well, I guess the torch won't get to do it anyway, right? But then I can make this into a 3/3. So we know our top card. Yeah. I know that card. And we leave the Lily on top because we do have like land and then play a Virtue next turn. And then we can reoccur Sheoldred over and over again. And if they ever exile, then we get to do the Bronco. But getting the cast of free Sheoldred every turn is pretty nice, especially since they've already used 2 get lost. So they'll have to eventually find another answer for Virtue. Obviously, they probably play 4 get lost, but we'll see. They keep this card on top. Is there Urbruski? Is there Urbras Forge? Stacking to draw land here? Or draw a card here? After we left a card on top? Interesting. Interesting. Again, we have a Lily on top. They opt not to do anything. Are you drawing again? Well, I guess Lily's weird, right? Because, like, I'm not going to want a plus here, actually. Well, I can actually draw a card and then plus. Yeah, I had it all figured out, chat. No, relax, it's fine. They left on top. It must have been the caretaker talent, right? I'm gonna do literally the same thing I just said, by the way. Play the land they know about. Play this. Plus,
No more distractions.
now they can make tokens and sack tokens and do a ton of drawing and stuff like that. But again, we have a virtue with the Sheoldred, and then the draws become not necessarily the best. Plus, also making these tokens does cause them a life, but they don't really care. And if I have to, I can minus the Lily. They hit another land. Never really in the mood to ult a Lily, I think. Do not know my last card. What do we got? Interesting. Maybe looking to make these tokens larger. Yeah, it's a little tough. Little tough. Like, Preacher's obviously really good. This plus. We're gonna look to sack and do the draw. To discard what they think they have to. Yeah. This is why this match sucks. It's like, to be honest, it is just a lot of this.
Drop it.
A lot of this, like, kind of, we do a thing, they do a thing, and then we just have to watch them, like, make loops over and over again. Flame is virtue. Yeah, but get lost. If they do, we're definitely in trouble for sure. Terrace Under would be nice to take this caretaker's talent out permanently for now. It could play a second, of course. Yep. I'm not like, definitely don't care that they're floating their mana and making plays like this. It looks like a Brotherhood in here maybe, or Sunfall. Second Sunfall, or third Sunfall even. They discarded one. Okay.
Knew this was a waste of time.
Yeah, that's awful. That sucks. Not a fan. But you also find an answer for my Deep-Cavern Bat in the process? No? Okay. I don't blame them for, like, tapping their mana and being efficient about it. It's something we brought up already that we thought they needed to do. And then I think it's play Preacher, bring up my land and attack here. Don't really give them options, I guess. But they don't really bring anything back, so it's not necessarily like that's anything good. Huh. I don't know. I'm gonna just attack here. Because even if they have removal, like letting them remove my cottage is a little tough. Make another token. Why not? I hate this deck exist. Like, I don't actually, it's just like when the game's paying out like this, it's just like I kind of wish I knew whether we won or not. They also haven't found an Urbrash Forge, which is wild. I don't even think, yeah, they haven't found an Urbrash Forge. They're almost halfway through the deck. They could have an Urbrash Forge in their hand, obviously, but what you got, boss? Sending them in. You have a removal spell. Not that it's the best removal spell of all time, but I have one. This is a damage-based spell. If it is, it could have Sunfall. that blocks. I'm playing around Torch if I can. See what they're planning on doing with their mana here. Well, you sack to get value. Caretaker's Talent's already been activated. I don't know if they've made a token or what, but they let it go. So they probably have something to play this turn here. It could be a Sunfall. Not sure. Can't be a Wander. Dude, can you imagine this deck if the Wandering Emperor was still legal? Holy. I would not be a fan. Alright. If I had one more mana, I would definitely go for it, but I do not. Attack. I'll let them block my Preacher for a turn if that's their plan. I do think they have a Torch though. Sure, pay your life, dude. Yep. Draw another card. Sure. Sure. Okay. Their priority hold, so it doesn't seem like it's there. You gotta pause now? Is it worth countering that? I guess it is in a weird way. We'll destroy our own. 2 lands? What? I guess. I mean, that's a win condition. You find an answer. By answer, I mean Sunfall, probably. Torch. I guess I could have another season, but 1 Sunfall, 2? I felt like they used 3, I thought. Oh, no, I thought they had a 3rd Sunfall, but it was the Season of Burrow. Yeah. This is game 1 for me today, by the way. Welcome to our 14-minute, 15, 16-minute game. We're grinding it out. Chat. Also, here's cool issue chat. Can't use this Virtue. And you might be like, well, Brick, why is that? Why can't you use the Virtue? I'll let you all figure out the math for that. We cannot use this Virtue because I can sack the token in response to draw a card. And then that would then counter our Virtue. And that's not good, chat. Let's make it hard. We could have swung Sultai, I guess, to threaten lethal. But they can then like block and then sack and give themselves a little bit more value. I don't know. Why? Just sack your token. It does the same thing. Why would you go to 1? I guess 1 against me is like no different. Dude, if they activate this to make a fish, that'd be so funny. They're not going to, but sure, keep drawing. Find your answers, King. Because not only you have to find an answer for my Virtue, you have to find an answer for my Deep-Cavern Bat, which Season can definitely do it. I have a Sheoldred in there. If you don't mind, can I borrow your Lightning Helix? With something that gives it where I can cast it for any mana. I'd like to send it upstairs. I think they looked in our yard to see what we got, and we have a Sheoldred. So. Carrot Cake has 3 life. That matters. I do have the Flyers, though. The Flyer is 4 damage. And the Carrot Cake makes a token and everything, so the Caretaker's Talents do trigger. So it depends. You have the Season of the Burrow. Again, Season of the Burrow also beats us just as bad as Sunfall, if not worse, because then they don't lose their board. They get rid of my Deep-Cavern Bat and my Virtue, which then I'll draw 2 cards, which is like potentially lethal in itself. But then they have the Torch up for the Deep-Cavern Bat because they have plenty of colored mana here. We'll see. To the bottom. That's good. Land. Yeah. What is the play? Tough day, chat. Tough day. Uh-huh. Interesting, I guess. That's all I got for that play. Is interesting. Sheoldred? Yeah, you better activate that carrot cake now if you plan on it. You'll gain 3, but you'll draw 2 and you'll lose a lot. If you don't have anything. Plus I have 4 in the air. Kinda have to, if this is your play. See how they tap. That resolves. I can't change it. Autumn. Your draws. Here's Shelly. Huh? What are we doing? Feels like a weird time to do this regardless. Okay. There isn't play. Don't worry. My card in hand sucks. I won't tell him that though, chat. Combat. Threaten a lethal attack. Wandering Emperor. Sure. I have a dead card here, but can't do much about it. They leave on top. That sucks, chat. This land draw sucks really bad. Something fucking really get me here. See if it does. They left on top for a reason, so who knows. Alright, down to 1. Make a token. Accidentally make a token. That deck, you definitely could by accident for sure, but you found a Season of the Burrow? Are you kidding me? Okay. That do indeed come back. Do indeed come back. But I guess the get lost is what they had. Which means they don't have like a Helix plus torch in hand when they have a torch there. They could have get lost to Virtue and then Helix torch to Sheoldred. Or even double torch to Sheoldred and just get it off the board. I don't know. We'll see. Right now, Virtue brings it back. Urbrass Forge. Not Urbrass Forge. I also have these maps to activate on my Deep-Cavern Bat in the air. They're not careful. But the red mana is staying up for them. 2 Urbrass Forge, sure. Finally found them. It only took like halfway through the deck to do it. And they tap out? Sure. Uh-huh. dead? I don't think so. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. It's pretty close. Maybe I am dead? I don't know the math here. That was 25. Sure. You have a land? An untapped one? No? Game 1, 20 minutes. My opponent goes first. Most of my hand is castable, plus I have a surveil. Sure. Kind of a risky hand because both my lands are tapped. Alright, that's an untap land. Untap land. Yes, yes, yes. Untap land, yes. All coming together, chat. Am I dead? It's no longer coming together, chat. I'm dead. Take my 5. Get this thing off the battlefield and have it deal 0 damage. And hope my opponent stubs their toe, I guess. Oh, here comes the Monstrous Rage. Yeah, max value, baby. Uh-huh. Like, okay. Sure, I guess I just wait. I don't know. Can't imagine being much worse than this. Yep, I have it. You're right, opponent. I have it. Gonna make a 2/2. I figured, honestly, it was one of the reasons I wanted to get rid of it on my turn, because they don't have a creature, then they don't have this to do. Sure, man. Maybe not the thing that you want to do, like play. Untap land would be sick. You flinging this thing? Yo, my opponent's a thug. Look at him go. At least they have no cards in hand, so this works. I say that they're gonna slug me, man. I don't know. Every time, chat. Every time. Yep. Sick draw. Colorless here. This sucks, but this is obviously significantly worse. We get rid of that. It deals 0 damage. I almost want to draw, but I'm going to play a 2/3 instead. No attacks. We just hold the wall. Land. Oh, come on, opponent. You didn't kill me in the first 4 turns. You got to concede. I get it, though. Like, I'm at 8 and I have a ton of cards in hand, and you kind of hit a 5th land. Probably the game's probably over. I go first. I've been winning on the draw, so I feel like maybe going first is actually not as good as it seems. Going first is significantly better, chat. Don't let me lie to you. I will do it again. Alright, well. Duress, cool. But Deep-Cavern Bat, a little cooler. A little more mana efficient too. There's a Scamp, there's a Blade. There's a Monstrous Rage. A Cell Sword. This is weird. How do I want to play this? I have a very weird feeling that I'm going to be looking at. Oh man, I hate this game. This, I guess. Because I can always duress something else and play a Bronco instead. I have a weird feeling that they're going for this, but with this 1/1, they're going to see if I block, which I'm not going to. Yep. Yep. Well, that's it. Yep. Yeah, that makes sense. I guess I Duress, go into Bronco. Sure. I attack here. I'll most likely lose it after this turn. If they attack with these, I'm blocking the Heartfire hero. We just hope this last card's dead. Are you highlighting that? That makes sense. That makes sense. Okay. Here. Make them decide what they're getting rid of. They're gonna get rid of a creature, obviously. Oh, let's go. It's actually what we needed to happen. Weirdly enough. Fine.
Something suspicious is going
I'll take my 5. I'm not pumped about that.
Personal space.
I'm attacking because I'm not going to give them this back. And have a go for the throat plus Bronco to play this turn. And most likely they're going to play this and kill my Liliana. At least I would imagine so. Ooh. Twist Spear? And Challenger. Okay. Huh. Yeah, that makes sense. We will fire our go for the throw off immediately, by the way. Yeah, they realize they have nothing in hand, so it's like not doing anything. Flossing probably is worth it. I have to get rid of this, and then them equipping this does nothing, right? But they're most likely going to do this so they get a card. And it's on target, so I have to do it like this. And I'll plus so I have a minus ready. Just in case I can't give trample, I can always throw this in the way. I don't think this gives trample. Man, if I gave trample, it would be insane. It's already really good. But trample would be not fair. And it doesn't provide any toughness on the Swiss Spear, so the Bronco can block it cleanly for now. But what do we got? Kind of looking at their hand. Yep. That has to hit Lily.
You chose the wrong day to cross me.
Let's do this. And now, this is a weird thing, but now the Deep-Cavern Bat kind of has to sit around, right? Because I can't just take a free slap in the forehead here. Even though like Deep-Cavern Bat's not like the best blocker of all time here, I just don't think I can afford to not do it. Ooh, second slick shot. Where are these going? Both at her. She doesn't get the activating ability anyway, so I'll allow it, I guess. So they don't have any special kind of stats on their slick shots. Yeah, I allow this to happen, I think.
I'll be back with friends.
What? This one. Make my rats. We're probably gonna lose this game, chat, as much as that sucks to say. They're eventually gonna find a spell for trample, and I'm gonna... Yep. I have to block like this. And they'll show me the monster stage probably. And they'll take a while to do it. Or any card that gives trample whatsoever. They'll just take forever to do it. So this is mono red. they don't know what they're doing half the time, so. We go first. Very cool. We'll keep. Just have like too good of a hand, I think, to send it back. Our highest cost kind of in our hand is 3. And this seems like a pretty good matchup for us. And we find a land for a really strong death touch here in this matchup. I guess here is probably just play this, get rid of this. They play another creature. I play Liliana, I minus. And then I look to play the Glarb. And then I die to a hop to it. I'm not gonna reveal the blue, or I don't have the green for the Glarb. Never mind. I'm so used to having it. Full minus. That's gone. Again, hop to it, really good. But I can double creature here. Then I can plus, and we'll just see what happens. Yeah, I guess plussing and getting rid of this land's not bad. Last Deep-Cavern Bat. What you got? Get Lost, Valley, Quest Caller. The Get Lost is probably the take, of course. Typically, it's whatever the removal is. Play this land. I will plus. Get rid of the Restless Reef because I would like to play Glarb. If I could draw it, the Surveil might be able to get us out of this game. What do you get rid of? The land? Yeah, kind of figures. Now the Mentor can't necessarily attack me. Could. Like, it can, obviously. I could just double block and then look to minus, or I can just let my Lily go. I gotta just let Lily go.
Delay, nothing more.
Double attack maybe. Yeah. Get rid of this so I don't lose my Bronco. Seems like a good play to me. Let's play another Bronco. Keep flooding this board. Now they have to have land for this. They do. They should go for it, at least in my opinion, because then if they find a couple 1-drops, it's really good. Yep. Hopefully they whiff for our sake. I kind of count that as a whiff to an extent. It's not like a strong whiff, but it's a whiff. Get in there. I think this card's so strong that I just have to like look for it. And we do find it. I know it cost me a Bronco in the process, but we're batting. We're batting 100. What do you got? When this attacks, whatever. This is probably better in the long run. Glarb. That top card's pretty good. Glarb even lets us play it off the top. You may play lands and mana value 4 or greater off the top of our library. And they found another guard get lost. Hop to it. This Paul patch is probably okay to go. Really? Like, I'll just block here, protect my life total a bit. Got this Shelly coming. And they might honestly look to play it for 1, which they do. I already played my land, so I kind of messed this up, I guess. So I'm gonna play it. Hold fast. I guess I should have attacked with this. I don't know why I didn't attack with my bat. Yeah, don't look. We might be going down with the ship. Now, so here's the thing, right? I just have the Sheoldred block here. We're gonna have Bronco block here and then block there. then play his Preacher, and it's so good. Let's look and decide. The Swamp I can play, so I don't care. I actually like this stack. I'm gonna throw this here, and I'll just throw this here for now. Like, I understand I lose my Sheoldred, but at the same time, like, that's all big boy. So I play this off the top. Long goodbye. Can I play Virtue and Survive? No, because they'll give everything. Everything is dangerous. Pass? I should be attacking with this, but I'm like so afraid of like a second one of these because they're not legendary. That's a draw. What does this has to attack, right? Yeah, so we're kind of fine. Now they have to decide, is attacking super worth it here? 1/1s, get them in there. Create a 1/1 tapped and attacking. Not sure about that one, Chief. Get rid of this guy. Block here. Activate here. Long goodbye. Can get rid of this. And this grows something. And the land's not guaranteed, I guess. But I can play it and shuffle, I suppose, right? I think I have to shuffle it away. Okay. That's a good route. It's good routes. Good routes. This last card out of there. A hop to it. Yeah. Good routes. Good routes. I can activate this to draw this card. See what we got. Another land. Okay. Go to combat. I'm still just holding this because it does trade with like these. That makes it good. Do not let them attack with this. Not let them do it. Put it on your knight errant. Don't mess up. There you go. Yep. No. Knight errant. There you go. That's all. Here I think Glarb has to take the bullet finally. Surveil that away. Which is fine. You got no hop to it. Okay. Surveil here. Fabled Passage can go away, please. I'm in. Now with the big creatures gone, I'm into attacking. Because like it technically could have jumped in front of a knight errant. Are we attacking? No. I don't know if I agree. Sheoldred's good, but I think Glarb's incredible here. I think Glarb's so good in these spots. Like just getting this land off the top. We see it go for the throat. Sweet. Now we get to play a Preacher. Same situation. They didn't improve their board at all, so I attack. We are working this game down. Another land from our opponent, not the best draw. This is probably their draw. Sure. Makes sense. Now go to our graveyard and we just grab a Sheoldred. We rip this, go for the throat. There's a little thing on top. We play this. Spin this guy. Not necessarily that good. Duress, not that great either. Death Toucher goes in. Max. Sultai on top is perfect. We can just flash that in response to anything devastating. Glarb with Sultai is actually insane. Glarb. What a dude. What a dude. Sorry, chat. Or sorry, opponent. Off the top of my library, a suplex for the sentry. Honestly, yeah, we just counter this thing. Have a go for the throat for that. They were going to make 2 creatures. They can draw another one. And then they'll also take 2 for the draw. Then there's that. Send in the 7/7. I just block it. Or I just go for the throat it and we call it a day. Very cool. Very cool. It should be a matchup we win most times, but yeah, it is what it is. Sure. Going first means I want to play the cottage first. I'd much rather surveil with the information. Mono red. I always surveil as though it is mono red. If I do it blindly. Cut down's fine. Don't let them grow that at all. Most likely you're gonna play a preacher. I love Glarb. But Glarb is just as good playing it on turn 4, especially if we have a land on top, because we know we're not getting a land. I could also play a Lazav and go for the throat or cut down something. Kind of depends what they do. Playing this here means I am going to play Lazav and then cut that down. Like normally the argument would be the other way. Because they'll normally plot it. So I have to like kind of hold it up, but especially giving me the target right away, I'll do it. Moan. Lazav. Aha, Lazav. Oh, they're just playing another one. Uh-oh. Sure. Huh. I guess it's Deep-Cavern Bat. It's like so hard to say. Alright, I can deal with creatures. As long as they just don't have, like... It's mono red. They're going to draw really well. We know mono red. I'm a mono red player that doesn't draw like a maniac. Look at this attack, dude. You're nuts. Watch. Monstrous Rage. Right here. Get it in there. Come on. Tell me a mono red player that doesn't draw like a mad lad, dude. Show me them and I'll show you a liar. Now they're going to sack this. Get rid of my Deep-Cavern Bat. No? Interesting. See, if I could play this, it would exile it. So this wouldn't do any damage because it wouldn't be dead anymore. I guess. See. Show me another crazy card, dude. I believe in you. I believe in you so much. Okay. All right. A little less good draw. Damn. All right, chat. Maybe we did it. All right, maybe we did it. Maybe we just won't die. You know what I'm saying? Preacher's good, but I got other game actions I have to take here. I have only a blue that deals damage to me, so I'll take a blue. There's a land on top, so we know we're drawing it. What do I virtue here? Because, like, I want to do this, but I think I have to do this. Okay, hear me out, chat. I play a 3/4. And I hope they draw a deck card. Because these scamps that die, they won't die. They get exiled. And that's the thing, chat. That's what we got to play around. I should have probably attacked because I'm probably not blocking. And based on this player, they definitely tell us what they have by how they attack. If they attack all out, they have it. If they don't attack all out, they don't have it. They just attack with slick shot. It could be bait too. Like they could definitely play what is it, blazing whatever that like flips the top card, and they could attack with slick shot, do the blazing, and then maybe they'll hit a couple of things. I have Vren. Let's see if they have it. This pause. It's like weird because a lot of mono red players just like toxic about it, but we'll see. Block. What do we got? Blazing. Dude, mono red players are so cracked at the game, dude. Why do I even play anything else, man? Like, what are we? All right, chat. Here we are. This is the Glarb, the Glarb deck. This is a deck that did well in a challenge. It went 7-2. Actually, blew me away. I was like, wow, that's incredible. But I definitely think this is a stronger best of 3 deck than best of 1. And you might be like, well, of course it is. It's built for best of 3. But I'm just saying in general, when you do get to play blue and black, as it has proven in the past, that it is a very good best of 3 kind of combination here. So cards for best of 1. If you're like, man, I thought Glarb was really cool, which I did, actually. When we got Glarb online, it felt like the value was very intense. It felt like our up to Beanstalk to Domain, if you would. It was good. I liked it. In the Death Touch, it's like the right rate. It's a little harder to cast, of course, but it felt like the right rate of what we wanted for these matchups. Whereas, like, Preacher, the thing I've talked about it for so long is the fact that it is a 2/4 with Death Touch, so it dodges, like, lightning strikes, cut downs, so on and so forth. So I've liked it a lot. And this fits that same bill. And they also both have Death Touch, which means no matter what they're blocking or what blocks them, they will remove from the game, unless, of course, the creature, I don't know, some creature with First Strike and Death Touch is in the way, because it overwrites just Death Touch. But other than that, I mean, we got to play lands off the top. I've played Sheoldreds off the top. We've had Sultai on top, ready to go. So, like, if, for example, here, I think one of the main changes I would put in is I would probably play a second Sultai. Lazav is cool. I'm not the biggest fan of it here. Of course, I took the 7-2 list. But I'm not the biggest fan of this, and I do think a little bit of our removal is a little weak for best of 1. Having like just 2 cut downs and 3 go for throats and a long goodbye. I would like to maybe up one of these somewhere, or maybe up a Lily or something, or just other ways. Also, playing green, I would like to figure out the mana base to where we get one of these Terra Sunders into the main, or just some other ways to kind of maybe gain life in a mass. But also, I think Gix Command can feel so a lot of times. I do like it. I'm just not entirely sold on it in this particular build, but it is very sweet with Glarb because you can cast it off the top. So like, you kind of have to monitor your cards a little weird. Other than that, is this worth the mythics? I think the version of this deck I played today, if you're strictly playing best of 1, I'm not entirely sure. I do think this card is better than what I thought it was at first. These cards typically are kind of hard to figure out. Like, for example, if we go with this and we just hit, like, multicolored spells. This card had kind of a lot of promise. The creature types just don't work. I've played this card in Domain, which is very nice, but it was hard to get going. Doesn't have the Death Touch, so it doesn't trade with everything for 3 mana. And then you just kind of look, and it's not even like these ones particularly, but there's a lot of these type of 3 color cards. They just don't typically end up working out as well as you want them to do. And this one, to me, with the Surveil, was just so nice. Another card I'd like to put in the deck, potentially with Glarb being that good, is like Insatiable Adversary, the tutor card, or the draw 3. I think that card works out very well, where we can like just tutor up a card. We don't have to pay the extra to draw. We can just put a 4-drop on top, and then we can play our creatures or our spells from there off the top, because it doesn't specify it has to be that. So it's very cool. Outside of that, I don't have much else to say. I think the game's hopefully explained it well. I know I tilted a bit. Mono red players can really like just get under my skin sometimes, because as you probably saw, they always draw the Monstrous Rage, bro. They always do it. So whenever I beat them up, hello, Missy. I saw your little head pop up over my shoulder. It freaked me out. But with that said, my dog looks like she has to go outside. So I'm going to call it there. Thank you all for watching. Hope you all enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one. Goodbye.